Hey Giants fans, welcome back to Giants Latest and happy Friday. Today we're doing something different and we're doing something fun because it's my birthday. So I figured I would give you guys a little bit of a rundown, get to know me a little bit, how I became a Giants fan and things like that, because that is one of the most frequent questions that I get on any of my social platforms. And if you guys just happen to come across this video on YouTube and you don't know the background, I have a whole social media platform. It was called New York Giants Fangirl. I just changed it to my name for various different reasons, but I that's really like kind of what kickstarted me into getting into content talking about the Giants. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? About how I became a Giants fan. So my name is Adrianna. I grew up in northern New Jersey. I am turning 36 today. And my grandfather was a Giants season ticket holder. So where I grew up in northern New Jersey, it was pretty much split. You're either a Giants fan or you're a Jets fan. And I always joke around that it could be worse. I could be a Jets fan because that really was the only option. So my grandfather, who was born in Jersey, from Jersey, diehard New York Giants fan, had season tickets for many, many years. In fact, his son, who is my uncle, but they had season tickets in 1985 when the Giants went to the Super Bowl, the 86 Super Bowl out in Pasadena. And because my uncle and my grandfather were season ticket holders, back then they did a lottery. And if you won the tickets, you got to pay face value for them. So my uncle paid $65 per ticket for 2 tickets to go to the Super Bowl in Pasadena, which is insane. Now, my grandfather was never a big traveler, so he bizarrely had no interest to go to Pasadena. So my uncle went. He went with a couple of his friends. One of my favorite all-time New York Giants stories my uncle told me was when they were out there for the Super Bowl. Remember, this was the 80s. Things were very different back then. Of course, no cell phones, the whole thing. So the night before the Super Bowl, they're all out at bars and the players are out, the coaches are out. So my uncle is out with his friends at a bar in Pasadena. And who is sitting across from him at the bar? Bill Belichick and some of the other coaches and the players. And he said, I'm watching Bill Belichick and he's got a napkin and a pen in front of him and he's writing down plays. And like, what? Everyone's at the bar, like drinking and kind of hanging out. Belichick's like going over plays and creating new stuff the night before the Super Bowl. So the man might be a lunatic, but he is a defensive genius. So that's one of my favorite stories. Obviously, we all know the Giants went and won that Super Bowl. I was born in March of 1990. So sadly, I did not really get to enjoy the win over the Bills Super Bowl, the wide right, which is a real bummer. But I guess I could say at least I was alive for it. So my whole family are Giants fans. Some of us are a bit more diehard than others. I have a group text thread that is myself, my uncle, one of my brothers. I have 3 brothers, unfortunately, no sisters, but I do have amazing sister-in-laws, so that makes up for it. But my youngest brother, him and I are like talking Giants all the time. And my cousin, my uncle's oldest daughter, the 4 of us are in this group chat together, and it's just nonstop talking about the Giants. So yeah, I've been a Giants fan my whole life. And I was lucky I got to see the 2008 and 2012 Super Bowls, which I hope are not the only time in my lifetime that I get to see the Giants go to the Super Bowl. I hope to live long and that I get to see at least one more. Time will tell on that front. But anyway, started getting into content around 2020. So like I said, I've been a fan my whole life. I always followed the team. I was living in Massachusetts during COVID. And when that started, my husband is a Pats fan. I know. But we were not together for his sake, luckily, for both of the Super Bowls, because I just know he would have broken up with me because I would have been insufferable. So I always say that he should be thankful for that all the time. So anyway, he's also more of a Bruins fan. He doesn't really care that much about the Pats. So anyway, we met back in college and have been together since 2016. So we were living together in Massachusetts, and this was December 2020. We had just bought a house in Connecticut, and we were up and ready, getting ready to move. And this was Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman and Daniel Jones and Mike Glennon and the whole thing. And I'm just sitting in my house, and my husband doesn't care. So I'm like talking to the wall of because you can't leave your house. I'm just like, this team is so bad. Like, if I know that I'm feeling like this and I'm talking to my uncle, my cousin, and my brother, and we're all like losing our mind about this goddamn football team, that I know other Giants fans have to be feeling the same. And I'm thinking, I'm moving to a new place where I don't know anyone. I think the best way to meet people is to connect with other Giants fans. At the time, my 9 to 5 job was in social media. So I was like, I know kind of how to like figure it out, right? And I'm not afraid to be in front of the camera. Like, I just don't care. So I create this Instagram account called New York Giants Fangirl, and just started posting about the Giants. And I've done that for 5 years ever since then. It's mostly been about the Giants. I've gone to a lot of games where I've met other Giants fans. But when I started the page, a big part of it as well was that I found when March and April came around and it's time for free agency and it's time for the draft, the Giants signed so-and-so, but no one knows what the contract is. Dan Duggan has the name, Jordan Ronan has the years, someone else has the number, Art Stapleton has the guy being cut. And I'm like, why is there not one person who has all this information? Like, the Giants will have it a week later and no one wants to wait that long. So I'm like, you know what? I already have a bunch of Giants fans. I'm just going to start posting everything in one place. So I'm posting that Jordan's got this and Dan has this and Art has this and Patty Traina has this and the Giants posted about this. And I just felt like you should, if you want to find out something about the Giants, it should be easy to get it all in one place. So anyway, that and connecting with other Giants fans has really been the big premise behind my social media accounts. And I have had some very wonderful opportunities that I've been lucky enough to be a part of since I have created this account, which now if you see it, this is it now. It's just my name, Adrianna_Iafolla, but it's still all Giants. As you guys can see, some of my favorite memories here right at the top. This is me and Brian Burns. I met him back in September, right before the season opener in DC. This was Jackson Dart, who I met at training camp this past summer. And then this is my real favorite, was I met Eli Manning. And some of you are going to laugh at this. I don't care. Do with it what you will. I created for 2025, instead of doing a vision board like I had done in the past, I had seen other people say that they did a bingo board and they, check things off as they got bingo and things done along the way. And on it, I had put talk to Eli Manning. And at this point, I've never spoken with Eli Manning, even with, the little communication and work that I had done with the New York Giants. There was never any opportunity for me to meet Eli Manning. Fast forward to August. I love watches, for those of you who don't know that about me. And I get an invitation to the Breitling and NFL event, which was in New York City. So I'm like, I have to go to this. This is like a dream, right? A watch brand collaborating with the NFL doesn't get better than this. So the attire in the email says, show up in sports memorabilia, like sports outfit, whatever. So I'm like, so my friend went to Fanatics Fest and had got me the Eli Ole Miss jersey. I had no idea that Eli was going to be there. It was the summer. It was hot. I was like, I'm digging the white on white outfit. Okay, that's it. I get to this event. When I tell you that I am one of 5 people in sports outfits, I'm like, oh no, I am the a-hole here. I can't believe I took this literally, but I'm like, it's a sports event. Why? Everyone else is in suits. I get it. They just came from work. Fine. Anyway, so I'm kind of feeling like an idiot, whatever. And then before I know it, I see Eli Manning out of the corner of my eye. And I'm like, you have to effing be kidding me. There's no way. There is no way that I got this lucky, that this is the first time I'm ever wearing this jersey. I've had it for 2 months and Eli Manning is here. So I talk to him. I say, thanks for the memories, Eli. I am a longtime fan. Anyway, it was such a great opportunity. So, and then I walk away from him and, then Jackson Dart shows up. I was like, I got photos of the two of them and whatever. It was like a really amazing event. But anyway, I'm leaving there and I'm telling some of my friends, I'm like, you're going to fucking die. I just met Eli. Like, I can't get over it. And my friend goes, did you get Eli to sign your jersey? And I was like, no, I literally didn't even cross my mind. Didn't even think about it. So anyway, flash forward to November now. I had been in contact with Citizens Bank, who is a sponsor of the New York Giants, and Eli Manning has done plenty of their commercials. So I get invited to go to this event with them where Eli Manning is doing a watch party, and he is going to sit with fans. There were about 50 people there for the first half of a football game. And this was at MetLife Stadium. It was in, the Giants Legacy Suite, which I had never been in before. It was a fantastic event. Again, put on by Citizens. He did an amazing job. I got to sit and chat with Eli Manning and he was there. My mom was there. It'll take me forever to find the photo now, but I have another photo of me, Eli, and my mom. And finally I said, I have to, Eli, I cannot walk out of here without you signing my jersey. I knew he was going to be there. So I was like, I have to wear the Eli jersey. I'm ashamed I have not gotten this framed yet, but this leads me into my next thing, which I wanted to show you guys some of my cool memorabilia that I have that has been kind of passed down for me so you can understand how psychotic we are as Giants fans. So I will start with this. This is my prized possession right now that needs to be framed. So, like I said, my grandfather was a season ticket holder. He is one of many siblings. Has passed now. One of his sisters knows that I'm a Psycho Giants fan. She gave this to my parents to give to me, and it is a newspaper that just has all articles about the Giants. This is from 2001, this article. This one is also 2001, Tiki Barber. This is one of the coolest things I've ever owned. Look at this from 1987. Here we go, talking about that defense. Sims in the defense lead 39-20 rout of the Broncos. So I have this. Anyway, I think this is so cool. If you're a sports nerd, like, this is just one of the coolest things that I own. But I'm not done, because my mom has a very big family. She's Italian American. She's got 19 cousins. It's a whole thing. One of her other cousins went to an auction, I guess, and he got this and decided it was no use of him anymore, so he gave it to me. This is the 1990 Super Bowl team, the year that I was born. So cool. I love this. I'm going to redo this spot where I record this and where I do my podcast. So I'm going to start hanging this stuff on the wall. So I have to get all this stuff done. But wait, there's more. My mom made this for my dad, or for her dad, for Christmas in 1981. The blood runs deep, you guys. So no one is ever going to question my loyalty. When I tell you that I am a Psycho fan, it is literally in my blood. I have one more thing to show you guys. This is a creepy ass teddy bear, let me tell you. It has the Lawrence Taylor pin, the Giants outfit, this Super Bowl bound. So I think this was from 86 too. And my grandfather had gotten it for my mom, and now it's mine. So I just think it's a little creepy, but I think it's cute. So anyway, when you guys watch these videos and you see me going on and on about this stupid football team and why I'm so passionate and crazy about the moves that they make and the things that they do, like re-signing Evan Neal, this is why. It is such a big part of my life. It's been a part of my life since before I was born, clearly, with the Super Bowls and everything like that. So I am a crazy Psycho Giants fan, and I'm sure that a lot of you can relate to me and the passion that I have for this team, but it is all real. There is no hiding it. If you've ever seen me at a game, don't come near me unless you can handle the F word, because there's either, cheers of joy or there's F-bombs and upsetness. So yeah, it is what it is, but I'm looking forward to the 2026 season. I think as Giants fans, we finally have a lot to be excited about, although until they win football games on the field, it doesn't matter. So anyway, I want to say a big thank you to all of you guys for all of your support in the time that I've been doing this channel. It's been fantastic, and I love it, and I appreciate every single one of you. So thank you, and I hope that you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back next week. We're doing our roster rundown, where we're going to talk through every single position group, every player that's on the roster right now, where it needs to go, what needs to improve on, and things like that. So hope you guys enjoy, and we'll be back next week.